Hi guys, this is Russell follow us for the next numero of the Minute of Taxes. Yeah, this is the third time I've been suspended in the middle of life. I really don't know why, but I'm compelled. I decided I'm going to go through the whole process, even though I will be stopped again, because I really need to share what I have, in mind with you guys. So what are we going to discuss today? Let's see. We have a couple of things that we're going to discuss today, okay? And that's the reason why I'm trying to get this video with you guys, okay? So we have at least 4 points that we are going to discuss today. We have at least 4 points. I have to talk about, the targeted EIDL advance, which you guys may know by now. I'm going to be talking about a surprise, a big surprise, because you have another actually grant which is attached to that 10,000 grants that you guys may know now. I'm going to discuss a little bit about that 5,000 grants that you may actually be able to receive, okay? If you stay for if you stay to the end, you will know exactly what is it going to be about, okay? Yes, and this is the reason why I have to share this video with you guys today. So if you give me just 2 seconds, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have other people joining the live before we actually go into too much details. So bear with me for the next 30 seconds, allowing me to share with other people, okay? Yeah, you have major thing. I have so many questions that kept coming back to me about this new loan increase, because you may know we have this new loan increase, this new cap on the EIDL for self-employer, and I'm going to go into a little more information about that. So if you apply for it, or you are in the process, or you heard about this new max about the PPP, about the EIDL, then you may want to listen to this or watch this live to the end. Yeah, because I'm going to share valuable information about that new EIDL loan increase. And if you also apply for the targeted advance, the 10,000 targeted advance, you may actually want to, you may want to basically listen to this video to the end to know what you have to do if you have applied already, or you haven't applied, or you applied, you were denied, what to do. So yeah, we're going to touch on to that. We're also going to share about the PPP a little bit. Of course, the PPP is still there, even though it will expire by next month. We still have plenty of time to catch up and to get what we can get, okay? So yes, the last thing I'm going to share a little bit about the unemployment. Those unemployment, unemployment tax credit that the government decided to give it to you back. If you have time, I will touch on it. So without further ado, we have basically 4 major points here. We talk about the targeted 10,000 targeted EIDL advance grants. We talk about the new targeted advance grants. We talk about the PPP. Okay. We also going to talk about the new increase, the new loan increase. What is the status of it? The new loan increase that you have been talking for the last a couple of years, couple of months or weeks now. And the last thing will be the PPP. Okay, so without further ado, so what do we need to know about the targeted EIDL advance? The targeted EIDL advance, everybody, this is just a reminder, everybody who applied last time on the PPP, regardless to whether you are approved or no, you should be eligible to the targeted EIDL advance. The targeted EIDL advance is a 10,000 grant. You're supposed to receive up to 10,000. Basically, 10,000 minus what you receive when you first apply for the SBA EIDL. So if you applied last year and you didn't receive nothing about the grants, then you'll be eligible for 10,000. If you apply, you receive 1,000, you will be eligible for 4,000. If you apply and you receive 5,000, you'll be eligible for another 5,000. But what about if you haven't yet received an email? The process is that starting from February, they start sending email to people to invite them to actually request for those 10,000 ALDL advance. Chances are that you have not yet received that email, right? And you'll be wondering yourself, okay, am I eligible or what to do? Okay, so yeah, a lot of people, when they come to me, I'm like, yeah, you applied last year, yes. Did you receive the ELDL advance? Did you apply for it? I never received no email. So what to do if up to now you have not received an email and you applied for targeted ELDL advance last year, regardless to whether you were approved or not? Some people will be like, oh, I was denied, so I didn't even pay attention. No, you were denied, but you're still eligible for this targeted ELDL advance, and you should have received that targeted 10,000 targeted ELDL advance grants. So what do you have to do here? The first thing you have to do is to check your spam, because a lot of people check your spam and check your, your folder, wherever you put your, wherever you delete a document, you put it in your email. Go and check over there, because chances are that it's in there. Okay. The other thing, if you have not yet received that target, because officially the SBA is saying they have officially sent all the email to the 10 for the 10,000 grants. So if you applied last year, again, it doesn't matter whether you are approved for SBA or no, you are entitled to that 10,000 grant, assuming of course that you were, you have 30% reduction, but they don't see your 30% reduction. That means you are presumably being eligible. Is when you apply that you don't meet the 30% reduction, that you could be disqualified. But no, you should have received your 10,000 grant ELDL. So if you haven't received it, what do? The first thing you have to do is to check on your spam. From February to now, check your spam from targetedadvance@sba.gov. I believe that's the right email, right? So check. If you don't see it, what do? What do you do if you don't see it? I'm going to drop on the description of this video or on the comment of this video exactly what email you have to send a request to, so you can actually request to receive that email if you haven't received yet. But you cannot call, because when you call, they will send you to use the email. That's the reason why I will share with you, and you were supposed to do it by the end of this week. That's the reason why people start calling me by the beginning of this week to say, hey Russell, what happened? I've never received that invitation. I told them at the end of the week, I will tell you what to do. This is what I was going to tell you. You are going to go there and send an email to actually request for your email invitation to apply for this 10,000 grants. This is for people who has not actually received it. But the good news is that even if you are new now, applying for ELDL for the first time, you will now most likely be considered for this 10,000 advance grant, because they are assuming that they have sent all the emails to all the people they were supposed to send email to. So if you haven't received yours, it's the time to send an email to request for your email, inviting you to request for your 10,000 grant. Like, everybody is eligible. Again, if you apply ELDL for the first time, you will be also most likely eligible to receive those 10,000 grant automatically, or maybe you're gonna request for it. Now, what do you do still about this 10,000 grant? Now, if you have applied already, I just said that beginning February, people receive an invitation to request for those 10,000 grant. If you have not received, you applied for 10,000 grant and you were denied, okay? Because some people will be denied, or you receive a denial letter about 10,000 grant. What do? Okay? Why is actually the denial happening with you guys? That's what you need to understand. And on the video that I conducted before they even start this program, I hope if you are so surprised because you didn't watch that video, I was explaining to you what precaution you guys need to take in order to apply for those 10,000 grants. Okay? One of those are mainly the reason why you guys will receive a denial. For the people who receive a denial letter, okay? For the people who receive a denial letter, I'm going to share with you a couple of reasons, not all the reasons, okay? One of the reasons could be that they say the IRS record not found. It means what? It basically means that the IRS, the SBA, were not able to get your document from the IRS, and at the end of this lesson, I'm going to explain actually what you can do, okay, to overcome those denials. So basically, the other reason that you could have received a denial, if you even receive something, okay, if you receive something, what you could do is basically, one of the reasons was that you were not eligible. That means they received your application. They actually went and processed the application, okay? But they found you not eligible. Why do they find not eligible? Because you didn't meet the 30% decrease on the income when we compare 2019 to 2020. And I have told you guys that this is what you have to do when you go there and put your information. Because remember, for the people who have completed them by themselves, you have to make sure that when you are pulling your information 2019 to 2020, they have to see any decrease somewhere during those numbers. If the SBA reviewed your application and they didn't find no 30% decrease in your application, what is going to happen? They're going to decline because you are not eligible. I have said that so many times. And of course, the people that we have conducted for them, we made sure that the 30% was met. Okay? So now, what do we do here? The other reason was that it was unverifiable information. So you put some information in your application. Now, the SBA is not able to actually verify the information that you put. Sometimes it could be inconsistency with your taxes, because guess what? When you apply, you're supposed to receive an email inviting you to actually sign the what is called 45060. Again, if you actually apply and you never receive an email, what can you actually do? If when you apply for the 10,000 grant, normally you should receive an email allowing you to basically go and sign your 45060 electronically. Again, if you never receive an email about that, we're going to do the same thing, send an email to request for the 45060 so that you can sign it electronically. Okay, so it works whether you never receive an email or you receive an email, you apply, but you never receive a follow-up, because when you apply, you're supposed to receive a follow-up once you apply. If you never receive a follow-up once you apply, then you should actually email them. I'm going to share the email with you guys at the end of this video, where what you have to do and then to request for that email that contains your 45060, allowing the SBA to go to the IRS to pull up your taxes. Okay, it's done electronically. I'm not talking about the one that you guys print out, sign it and scan it. No, this is for the targeted advance. So what you will need to do is basically email them. But I was actually explaining with you guys why it could be that you receive a denial letter. Okay, again, I was showing that it could be that it's unverified. You put some information that they cannot verify. I'm going to share with you what to do to try to overcome those decisions. So the last but not the least over here is that they are unable to connect with your bank account, the bank account that you provided in your application. Some people have bank account, then they close it. Okay, some people have bank account, but they they put the wrong number on the application, so it doesn't really match. If they go there to process the money and then it doesn't match, if you are off or you misspell a name, it doesn't match with the name on the account, it's not good. The money is not going to go through. So what do you have to do in that case? So I'm going to share with you two major things you can do. The first thing that you have to do, if you receive a denial from the 10,000 targeted advance grant, the first thing is to request for reevaluation. Okay, I'm saying because I have done that with cap of my customer already. You have to request for an reevaluation. If you receive an email with a denial, you have to know that. Don't call me and say, well, so it's been too long. What about we do a reevaluation? No, you do a request for evaluation. And how to do a request for evaluation, you're not going to spend all of that here. You can Google how to do it, or you contact us. We're going to tell you how to do a reevaluation. Okay? So the next thing to do is basically to get your own transcript, because if you receive a denial letter saying that they cannot verify the information, or saying that IRS record not found, of course, what you have to do, actually go there, go to the IRS website, pull up your tax counts, because that is where they rely on. Okay? If they don't have your information, and verified information means that they don't know if it's actually you. So you have to show that it's you. What do? You're going to pull up your information from the IRS website, and you're going to, during the request for evaluation, you're actually going to state what the reason why they're saying that you are denied, and now provide those information to have them overcoming the decision. They call it reevaluation. I have done those reevaluation with some of my customers already. You provide your bank statement. You provide, for example, your bank statement. You provide your tax transcript, because that is where they look at to find your information. Okay, so I don't want to stay too much here. Of course, there are more to say about it, but I wanted to share with you some of what you need to know about this 10,000 grant. Okay, so the next thing you have to do is what? The next thing you have to do, I want to share with you about the grant. We're still on the grants. Is that you guys now have should be eligible to, or the new grant is available. Not even now, just I didn't have time to share with that before. Is that now there's a 5,000 additional grant that you guys may be eligible to. Okay, the condition here is that, you know, for the 10,000 grant, you have to have incurred a 30% decrease at least. For this one, you should have incurred at least 50% decrease. Okay, and the number of people who should be eligible, you should have less than 10 employees only. Okay, to be eligible for this. More for you guys are self-employed. Don't mean you qualify by number of employees. But now on your application, if you were 50%, you have incurred 50% loss between 2015, 2019, 2020. During the period, of course, we're not talking about the total amount of the year compared to the total amount of the 2020. We're talking about any 8-week period. If you can see 50% decrease, then you are also eligible for a 5,000 grants additional. Okay, so what do you have to do about this 5,000 grant? By the week of April 25th, which is basically next week, right? Next week we will be on the April 25th. So you will receive, you know, more information about that 5,000 grant. But already they are saying that you don't have, basically have nothing to do, because they already have your information. I'm just letting you know that there is some more thing available. I was telling people that there are still more to come for you guys as a business owner. So yes, we finished with the target, the $5,000 targeted advance grant. Now we talk about we finished with the 10,000 grants. We finished with the 5,000 grant. Now we can talk about the new increase of the EIDL. I think on the last one of my previous video, I was sharing that the best, or the big thing is here now. Okay, this was the best moment of the year actually, because I was announcing that the IRS, the SBA actually started sending email to people to invite them to request for the 10,000, to request for 4 times the new caps in terms of eligibility. Okay, so what happened? Because as you may know, we are already on April 17th, and they start on April 6th to send email to people. Again, all of you guys are eligible. If you applied for the EIDL, you are eligible for 4 times more of what you were actually normally supposed to. That means your maximum is actually 4 times what it was before. It was 6 months of working capital, which is also 50% of your income. Now, that 50% of your income, the new maximum is 4 times that 50% of your income, meaning if your income is $50,000 a year, your maximum, your initial max capital was $25,000. Now it's $25,000 times 4. That means it's actually $100,000. Imagine your gross income on the business was $50,000. Your normal eligibility was $25,000. Now it's multiplied by 4. That means your normal eligibility now is $100,000. This is basically what it means. So if you have sent your request, because they have sent the invitation, again, not even invitation, there was just an email to inform you that started on April 6th. And I said everybody should actually do it, because you don't know how it's going to happen. So everybody should have been sending, or should have been applying for this new loan increase. And when you apply for new loan increase, as I shared on the previous video, what you need to consider, the main important thing here is that you need to actually provide how much you still need more. And you should do the calculation to know how much you need more. I just explained to you that, for example, if you have $50,000 gross income, and you're eligible for 25,000, and you only receive 10,000 the first time when you apply, it means that normally you should have request for another 15,000, right? Because that was the previous cap. The new cap is 100,000. It means that you can now request for $90,000. 90, you are not eligible to request for $90,000 because you received $10,000 initially. Now you request for this new loan increase, you will be requesting for up to $90,000. Basically, this is what it means. Now you can apply to whatever gross income you have. Okay, so this was just to let you know the magnitude of how much you can actually get. Imagine that you receive 10,000 the first time, and now that you are eligible to receive another $90,000 because you should be capping your eligible loan to 100,000 now compared to 25,000 only. This is what we call 24 months working capital. I don't want to explain to you and let you know that they have also extended when you can actually start paying those loans. It was extended to 2020, next year, 2022. For the people who received this loan last year, the people who received this loan this year, they have 18 months before they start paying it back. Just to let you know how you can get the money and actually use it for your business. And you know, the interest or the profit of your business will actually pay the loan by itself. So now what to do about this, because a lot of people receive those emails, or not receive the email, apply for it. I will apply for almost like 150 people now, by now. But they are asking themselves and calling me, what do you do? What do we do? We apply for this new increase. What do we actually do? They have to do is nothing, absolutely nothing. You don't have to do nothing, otherwise you're going to screw yourself. If you go there because it's been too long, you start sending paper or you start applying again for a new application because you know it took too long, and you go there and apply again. Then you're gonna screw yourself. Maybe you're going to slow the time that maybe when this money runs out, you will sit there on the queue because you messed up yourself. The only thing you have to do is nothing, and the SBA is saying that they will send you next instruction, like what you have to do. They will send you those instructions by the week of April 26th, basically. That means by April 26th, you will be receiving, it's more likely the time you will be receiving an instruction on how to do with this new loan that you have applied for. So this answer actually helps you about the question that people have been asking themselves or asking me or my team to say, we apply for that, what to do, what. That's the reason I say you guys what I'm gonna share with you guys on the weekend. This is the absolute reason, response to those questions. If you apply, what do? You don't do nothing at all. You have nothing to do, then apply. And then by the week of April 26th, you will receive instruction on what to do next for the follow-up. But some people actually receive email, right? So some people receive an email. In the email, what is it about? Some people receive an email requesting. What the SBA is doing is that because now you're having a very big amount, what they were supposed to do on the first loan, remember, some people received this loan, I mean the EIJ loan last year, and beginning this year, they were actually receiving some type of email where they were asking them to provide some type of board of resolution, all the people who are in the business, and all anything that proves that the person who actually received the money were the person entitled and authorized by the company to actually receive that loan. Imagine that Apple received the money on last year. They didn't ask nothing. Now they're asking to Apple to provide some document that prove that John Whiskey, where the person authorized by the IRS to request and to sign for those loan documents. So this year they are doing the same exact thing. So the people are receiving this document who applied for the increase. The IRS, not the IRS, the SBA actually sent for the people who receive, and I went through this email with them, where they're actually asking for more documentation. Documentation they're asking for you not to be surprised. They're asking for a formal board of director, like a board of resolution agreement, a type of document that actually show or attest that this company actually mandates this person, or the date the company actually decided to go into the loan, to go and apply for the loan, and the person that the company actually mandated to actually sign the loan. So you should provide those information. If you are a company, you should have a board meeting that says, okay, Russell Fowlers is the COF or COO or CE are allowed to actually take the loan on the name of the company. They actually want you to provide type of documentation. How to get this documentation ready? You have to consult with your accountant. That's the best advice I can tell you. You have to consult with your accountant to actually go there and get that document ready. I have done this document at the beginning of the year, of this year, for the people who see the money before, because they gave you the money last time. They didn't have time. But now it looks like they want you guys to provide those documents before they can actually provide, because imagine you're supposed to receive 10,000 or 25,000. Now you're going to receive $100,000. Now just do it with yourself. If your gross income is actually 75,000, 60,000, or even 100,000. I have done for one of my customers who actually she will be eligible for another $375,000. Okay, so because she was eligible for 125 next time, now she's eligible for like around $500,000. So this is what you have to do. You have to prove. You have to prove that the business. You have to actually provide on that email that you receive, or the people receive an email after applying for the loan increase, the new loan increase. I mean, they will want you to provide some type of business insurance. If your business is supposed, they call it hazard insurance, okay? And they will want you to prove that you are the person authorized to sign the loan document. This is basically the most information you should have and provide in order for them to actually give you this additional loan. But it should be simple, because if you are a self-employer, what you have to do on the letter will just attest that you are the self-employer, and then you decided this day that you should take the loan. Okay. Sorry. So you decided this day you should take the loan, and that's how you apply. Thus, you are the person eligible for it. I mean, it has to be a document, okay? So this was just to let you know what you should actually do. Sorry, I'm still receiving phone call even though I'm doing the live. I guess they don't know I'm doing live now. So the next thing you have to do here is the PPP, okay? The PPP is what? You have to know over here that the PPP, you should now be eligible to get a second round of PPP, even though you are doing this for the first time, okay? So this is new, because initially, when you apply for the PPP the last time, this time you were just applying for your second time. The people who were applying for the first time, they didn't have the chance to apply for the second time. If you apply for the PPP the first time this year, and you receive it already, the SBS is giving you, I think it's 7 or 10 business days to actually be eligible to apply again. So I mean, you should actually be rushing to apply for your PPP too. This was the big information I wanted to share with you guys, okay? Again, when you apply for the PPP, a lot of people are receiving a decline level. I explained that last time. When you are trying to put something that you cannot back up, then you are screwing yourself on the PPP. Even though you receive the money, that is fraudulent loan that you are receiving. Even though you don't come after you cannot forgive it, because the PPP is meant to be forgivable. You cannot forgive that money if you cannot back up the information that you put in your application with whatever you have in your taxes. Then you will be in trouble, okay? The first thing to do when you do the PPP is to use your tax document. If you haven't filed your taxes yet, you filed the PPP before, then make sure the information that you have in your PPP will be reflected in your taxes. That's the most I can say here about the PPP. Okay, the last thing I want to do is just about this unemployment refund that the government decided to issue to people. Just as a reminder, I actually still encourage you guys to consult with your CPA, to actually do what? Consult with your CPA to conduct your amendment by himself. Do not let to wait when you're going to receive something from the IRS, because there might be more positive consequences for you when you're doing it, because a change of the level of income can have an impact at many levels in your taxes. It could actually have an impact on your state tax too. So is the state government going to give you a refund too? I don't know. So if you are amending your taxes, amend it by yourself to see exactly what you're entitled to, and then you see what consequences it has on your state. and then you can actually amend the state and actually get a refund from the state also. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if you have question here. If you don't have question, I'm going to stop at this level. I didn't anticipate that it will be that long, but if you feel like there's something that I didn't cover, no, of course, drop it on the comment. It'll be my pleasure to come back and reply to the comment. Okay. Until then, see you tomorrow for the next minute of life. If you watch it on the YouTube, simple, you know, subscribe and like if you like it, share with somebody you think it might help, and most importantly, come back tomorrow for the next minute of the taxes. This was Russell for us. I feel like there's a question right here coming on. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. I'm trying to do my best so the community can be, you know, aware of what is going on. Again, be educated about your taxes, because it can make you or it can break you. It makes you receive the refund, you're happy. Now it breaks you when the IRS comes after you, because there are so many information you have in your taxes when you don't even know what the hell is coming from. Okay, when they audit you, you're gonna say, "Is my tax professional?" You are the person supposed to be the person authorized in signing everything in your taxes. So at the end of your tax preparation, always ask your tax professional, how did that come to that money that I owe, or how did that come to that money that I'm receiving? Doesn't matter whether it's $5,000 or $10,000. Try to know. I've seen many cases here where you send your 1099. He chose to put whatever he wants to put, or you send 2 1099s, the tax professional put once, or you send 2 1099s, he put 2, he puts one, he saved the other 2 for, I don't know for what reason it is. So, but this last advice is that always, if you don't know what is in your taxes, take your taxes again. If you complete the wedding, call your tax professional, say, "Hey, how did I receive this unemployment?" Oh, I'm still receiving the call. Okay, I'm gonna drop here because I'm receiving so many phone calls on my phone when I'm doing this live. And see you tomorrow for the next minute of taxes. This was Russell Follows, your tax and accounting professional. See you there and be safe. Ciao.